Boom. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday burn down meeting. It is week 11, and today is June 24th. My name is Bob Killen. I'll be the host for this meeting. Just as a general reminder, we are under the CNCF Code of Conduct, which essentially boils down to please be excellent to each other. With that, let's get right in the meat of things and kick off with enhancements.
Hi everyone, good morning, afternoon, evening. So our status is all the same since Monday. We are still green and tracking 43 enhancements as the same, 13 in alpha, 18 in beta, and 12 in stable. That's all on our plate right now. Any questions or comments?
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks everyone.
Yep. So CI signal.
Hey folks, hope everyone is doing well. So we don't have too many changes from Monday, but a couple updates. We do have a couple more flaking tests. Most of them are not much of an issue though. The conformance GA only flakes, we haven't seen any since PR bumped the CPU request for those, so looking better there. It should report green pretty soon. The new flakes are on SKU cluster latest. And they're pretty infrequent, but it's a CLI test. So pinged the kube control folks to take a look at that. But once again, that's not happening too frequently. The other thing that's different from Monday is verify master is reporting flaky now, which is a bit of a misnomer because it was actually failing, but hadn't reported so on Monday. But we just bumped the static check version, which if you've had any periodics that are running verify master, you've probably seen this flaking on your PRs, and it's been very frustrating. So we haven't seen any flakes since that was bumped on master blocking, and that should also probably help with some of your PRs as well. So that should also be reporting green soon. The other update is, and this actually needs to be changed to 5 failing now on master informing. So there is some new failures on master scale performance. Just started failing yesterday. This runs once a day, so it's a bit hard to get insight into, but it has failed twice in a row now, and there are some changes. So pinged SIG scalability this morning. Otherwise, the other jobs OpenStack now has a PR open. We mentioned that on Monday. And they're trying to get their job config set up there. And then I haven't pinged the cluster API team again yet. They did say they were working on a PR to get in there. They're going as fast as possible. So haven't asked them since then, but it should be landing soon.
Cool. Is there anything that you need help with or anything like that?
I think we're good for now.
Okay. Cool. Does anyone else have any other questions? Well, let's go right to bug triage.
So the numbers didn't change that much, unfortunately. We are monitoring a bunch of issues that and podcasts that are actively trying to get their code merged. And we are doing the final round of pinging to see if we can refresh some people about the code freeze. That's it.
Just for the sake of the sheet, would you consider it red, yellow, or green?
Yeah, I will place yellow. I was just updating the number.
Okay, cool. Any comments for bug triage? Let's go over to docs.
Hey everyone, we are currently green and we are currently tracking 31 PRs and 6 of them are ready for review. So we have a few more to just wait for, and we have been reaching out for the deadline for the upcoming PR ready to be reviewed deadline. And we did come across a question, but I think Bob is going to cover it during his update, right?
Honestly, if we can talk about it now if that make more sense.
Sure. So the question was that one of the person that's working on the enhancement reached out to us and asked about the deadline for PR ready to be reviewed, which is currently set to before the code freeze. But from last release and releases before, it's always been after the code freeze. So there was some confusion there. And I reached out to Savita, the docs lead, and I think she reached out to you. And Jeremy reached out to me too. So there's a lot of communication going on, but I'm not sure where it landed. So maybe if you could give us an update for the docs team, Bob or Jeremy.
Actually, Jeremy, I think you're sort of on top of this. If you don't mind, just
sure.
turn this over to you.
So this one, we probably missed bumping that one doc state because there's two, right? There's the one where the PRs are ready for review and then docs are complete, which comes after PRs are ready for review. I think at this point, there's not much point in us making a PR to the schedule to bump it again and like notifying everybody. So I think it's going to resolve itself either way. There's only 3 days between the PRs ready for review and code freeze. So hopefully nothing major changes between then. Probably good to know if it does. And I think that at this point, just encourage them to have the PRs ready for review as much as possible by that date that's right before code freeze. But we're not going to push anybody or kick anybody out of the release because they didn't hit that date. I think it'll like the PR's ready and like done. The second doc state is the most important one, and that one we'll hold to.
Okay, that sounds good.
Awesome. Yeah, I think, well, especially with the current state of things, all our dates are sort of a little flexible.
Yeah.
And I just want to say I'm sorry for all the things the issues that it may have caused. I didn't verify it properly, and I take full responsibility for it, and I'm sorry.
Oh,
And thank
no
you
need to
guys
be
for
sorry.
being supportive.
It's a team effort. We all missed it when we were doing the bump of the dates, and honestly it's 3 days. I don't think it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like if we had said 2 weeks ago you have to have the PRs ready for review, that's different. But it's 3 days.
It's one of those things. Just like,
we're all humans.
Yep.
Thank you for being so supportive.
Thanks for driving docs.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. Well, before we move on, are there any other questions or comments? Cool. Release notes.
Hi, everyone. So our current status relating to the generation of the notes is green as well, since they're having no changes. But we also had the same issue with the dates that came up during yesterday's talk about that. So we need to push our dates of contacting the SIG leads back 2 weeks and generating the Google Doc also back 2 weeks. But we haven't started anything, so there should be no changes. And also the only thing we have to do is to update the handbook to match the week numbers. But other than that, that's it.
Cool. Honestly, sounds like things are going for the most part pretty smoothly. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Let's move on to comms.
All right. So far, everything is good. We are in contact with the CNCF, discussing about blocking some dates for webinars and interviews and whatever else will be after this really long release cycle. Maybe there's a little bit higher effort to have some discussions about it. Besides this, the release blog is as a draft shared also with Taylor and enhancement and also with the CNCF team. And due to the basically shift the timeline, we gave ourselves an additional 1-2 weeks to get a first good final draft, which we can really have a serious review on it. But as already that Taylor and also from CNCF PR team, they had a look on it, so we're there aligned.
Cool. Out of curiosity, were there any comments from them just with the shifting of dates and running into KubeCon?
Not so far. They were more like, "Oh, okay, again." So far, all good.
Yeah, they're getting pretty used to playing all this stuff by ear too.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Any? With that, I think. Does anyone have any questions for comms? Let's kick over to release branch management.
Hey, so we are green as well, and we do not have any update or any bigger update since Monday.
Cool. I say generally, an update is generally a good update.
Yeah.
Yep. With that, I don't think Tim is online. There's nothing there for an emeritus update, which punts it over to me for the release lead update. The big thing was the docs thing, which we sort of already discussed. Then as the general reminder, we have code freeze on July 9th, and then the July 16th as the follow-up docs date. Next is the 6 scalability updates. I don't think any of them are actually on the line, but just they have the comments that the scalability jobs look good, and they have no regressions as of now. And that takes us over to open discussions. There's nothing currently there, but is there anything people want to discuss?
I put some stuff there.
Was it under the week, the June 24th one?
Oh, is it? Oh, it's in the template. Sorry.
It's okay. I've made that mistake too.
So many times.
Yeah. It's actually,
Yeah,
so
here we go.
Contribix has their template in a separate doc because that always happens.
Yeah, that's a good approach. All right, so now I am putting them here. So just really quickly, so that everyone has an idea of follow-up on the prioritization sessions. Over the weekend, I took all of the comments from our spreadsheet and put them in a magical document. So now they are kind of in a narrative format, and the next step is kind of up to all of you. I put a comment in the channel over the weekend just to say that I created this document. I will throw it in the chat so that everyone can see it. But basically, we kind of have little roadmaps forming now around the topics that we discussed. So what do we do next? That would be my question. So I don't know if anybody has bandwidth to actually take a more active role in answering that question or driving some discussion in the group so that we can set up maybe the next round of smaller, shorter breakout sessions, or approach this in a different way. But if you would like to be a part of driving that prioritization session discussion, then please put your name in the chat and I will follow up with you after this meeting. I also want to call out that we have a specific doc around the tool that Jeremy's been working on. So there was a PR merge last week. That was some great progress. And I think now we're talking about having a meeting to discuss there's a bunch of user stories in this doc that I just shared. Like, so what would be the priority user stories around making that tool more powerful, serving the greatest needs, doing the highest value work up front.
Yeah. We did get our enhancements meeting scheduled too, where I think a lot of that discussion will wind up taking place.
I don't think I got the invite for it.
Are you on the?
Yeah, you're probably not on the right mailing list. So
maybe not.
I think it invited SIG architecture and the enhancements group.
It's the Kubernetes, I think, CAPS.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not on that one.
Okay. So
but anyway, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, can follow up and make sure you get those invites and get on the list after the meeting.
That'd be great. So yeah, just so everyone knows, like your work is moving forward, and now it's time we just figure out what the next steps will be. And then I also put. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna cough.
Okay. Then I had the question about the triage party. I knew that was being set up for the release team, and I was just not clear on what the status is there.
To be honest, I'm not sure of its status. There's an open issue about it in K.org. I think they were still waiting on doing the plumbing to use our GitHub, like essentially our GitHub caching proxy. I'd have to just go check out the issue to find out.
Okay, so that there's the issue. I wasn't sure if that was if there were any expectations for the 119 cycle or not on triage party getting that up and running.
Okay.
Maybe we can talk about that in the Contribex meeting as well, like if there's any sort of plan around that, because I think Marky will be in there and we can ask him directly, if that sounds reasonable to you. Bob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that is there any other open items that people would like to discuss? Okay, cool. You get 40 minutes of your day back.
Yay, power meeting.
Yep.
Everyone,
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye. Bye.